Hello.
Hello, hello.
I can't believe we're a week before Christmas. Like a week from now,
December.
Christmas will be over.
Yes.
Yep,
It's
December is
crazy.
rolling along. Yep. So
Um,
getting ready for 26.
yes. So if
And
you're thinking of buying in 26, what should you be doing right now?
yeah,
Well, if you missed our video last week, I think that's like a huge one to watch.
yeah,
Laura brought
start
up
there.
like, we touched a little on ratios. So that's like a big thing for people that have, maybe a little credit card debt. I think
Right.
for most first time buyers, I feel like
Yeah.
ratios and mainly the credit card debt is kind of what's dragging their credit
Qualifying.
score down and
Yeah.
and keeping you from qualifying or keeping you from qualifying for the house you want or maybe the house
Yeah.
you need. So you talked about the 30% rule,
As well
right?
as that auto. Like, don't go out and buy an auto and have this huge auto loan payment, because that's
Right.
another one that's up there that kills people's ability to buy a home, because they have a $700 to $1,000 auto loan payment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I know at the beginning of the year, we usually always talk about New Year's resolutions and kind of tie that into how if you're going to buy, if your resolution is to buy in 26, like some things to do. So I know we're going to touch again on this in a few weeks and,
Yeah.
dive deeper into some things. But I think like for now, credit,
Focus on your credit scores.
I think
because-
is like the number one thing that if you want to buy this year, now is the time. And some people might think a year is not enough.
Yeah.
Or saving for your down payment. We're going to touch on that next month where Laura can break down some numbers. Like, what do you actually need? We've talked
Right.
about this a million times. People are like, I need $20,000. I need $50,000.
Right.
And maybe that's not the case. So talk
Right.
to a lender so we can break it down. But I think top tier, beginning, if you want to make it happen this year, get the
This year?
blueprint. Well, this coming year, 26.
Okay.
If you want to make it happen, I think you need to reach out to a Laura. You have
Yep.
to have a lender first before you even get involved with a real estate agent.
Mhm.
And think of it,
And-
it's not a commitment, it's a plan. It really is
Exactly.
nothing more. Like,
Yep.
you need to
Just
sit
get
down
out, get the
as
plan.
a family. Sit down as a family and also ask yourself, like, what is our budget even? Like, how much
Yeah.
do we think we can realistically afford every single month? Because that monthly budget is going to guide how much of a sales price that you can look at. So it can tell you two what to look at.
Yeah. And I mean, we get the fun part. Like we get to go like take you and like actually look at houses and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but we cannot do that without a pre-approval. I mean, mainly, more than one reason. One, we can't write an offer without it. So
Right.
if you can't write an offer without it, the whole point of going to see a house is to love it and write an offer on it. So
Right.
if you can't do that, there's no point in even going. And also we don't want to show you things that you can't afford.
Yeah.
So that is why it is so important to start with a lender, sit down, really figure out. And again, I'm sure Laura has this happen a lot. You pre-approve somebody up here and they only want to spend down here because they've done the footwork. They've sat with their family. They've seen what their budget can withstand on a monthly basis.
Right.
So,
And you
budget.
hear that from
huge.
people also. Like, some people feel bad for not spending a lot. Like, I don't know where they're getting that information, but they seem to apologize, like, sorry, but we don't look
Yeah.
at it in terms of how much of
Yeah.
a price that you're purchasing.
No.
It really is
Right.
about the affordability. So homeownership is a success for you and your family.
Yes, exactly. So, definitely budget is going to be the biggest thing. And I tell my buyers, I have clients right now and they're pre-approved for one number. They came in saying, we really only want to spend this. And now they're doing the math as we see houses and they factor in taxes and things like that. And they're like, oh, wow, like that's still too much. So then it's about adjusting your search because you don't want to see things. There's no point in seeing things that are too much for you. If it's too much,
Right.
it's too much.
Yeah.
I will say, you know, when you're teetering and that lean into your lender, because I know it's happened to me personally when I went from a 30 to a 15 year, it was like, I felt like I couldn't do that. Like the payment seemed really scary. And,
Mhm.
you know, in talking, and it's like, well, if you just do this and this, or, you know, take this out, if you guys, you know, don't spend on these type of things every month, you can do this and
Right.
cut your, you know, and you're cutting your mortgage in half. So, you know, your lender is seeing everything that you're spending pretty much. They're seeing your credit, full credit score, and they know what's going out every month. So, you know,
And
keep
a
in
credit
mind.
score is another thing that they should be focusing on.
Yeah.
Just for nothing more than maybe your credit cards right now have higher balances because of the holidays. And your score changes every single month. So there are easy things that you can do in your life to increase your credit score the next month even. It's that
Right.
fast, but you need somebody to tell you, review the credit report. That's something that I do. And I can
Yeah.
usually easily see where your low credit score is coming in. So if it is something as easy as debts, I would tell you, if you have this much money, this is where I would apply it if it were me. I would apply it to these 3 cards, and I would think that your score would increase to this much. That alone can help you save money even on mortgage insurance if you don't have a 20% down payment, because
Right.
credit score plays into mortgage insurance.
Yes. I think that's, you know, besides talking to someone like you, if you're thinking 26 is going to be your year, you know, number one, get a plan with the lender. That's where you should start. And that lender is going to be able to look at your credit score and and we always say this roadmap, you're going to create this roadmap. So just because you pick up the phone and you call Laura today, that doesn't hold your feet to the fire to work with Laura or
Right.
one of us. That doesn't hold your feet to the fire to buy in 30 days or 60 days. This is a plan. This
Right.
might be next November, December that you're buying.
Yeah.
So, you know, she can look. I know a lot of people always want to like pay off collections. So the way collections work is every different collection, depending on what it is, holds different weight on your credit score. And Laura's really good at, she could tell you like, don't pay off that old medical bill that's about to fall off your entire report. Put it over here.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't understand how long things stay out there, what holds more weight than others. You know, if you are struggling, you know, and you're gonna have to like make something late, what is the most important things that get paid every month? And if this has to
Right.
go late, yeah, we don't want to see any lates on your credit. I'm not saying it's okay to be late, but if something is gonna have to be late, she can help you. Just a little credit counseling goes a long way. And, you know, how to build your credit, paying things down. We've talked about secured credit cards are a great way to build fast credit, and it's secured.
Yes. And we have what's called a credit simulator through the credit reporting agencies that we pull from. We have the ability to kind of put your scenario in, and it'll tell us if this borrower did these 6 items, this is the potential score that it could reach. It's not guaranteed because everything you do every single day to your credit affects your score. But
Yeah.
it gives a percentage of how likely that score shown could happen. But you need to stick to the plan. If that's provided to you, you have to follow exactly what it's telling you. If it's telling you to pay $100 on this credit card, don't pay $200 on it. Like there's a
Right.
reason that it's
Yes.
telling you to follow the plan. So don't think you're smarter than the software. That follow the plan. Even
Yes.
though you
And I
think it
think
might be doing better for you.
And I think that's where a lot of people like that I've been talking to, like that are trying to work on their credit. And I'm just really trying to get them to speak to a lender because
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. Like it's been a year. Like there's no way you should still be in the same situation a year and unable to purchase due to just simply credit score. Because there's a lot of things, right? You know, credit score, then ratios and there's a lot of other things that play into if you can get a loan or not. But I think it really starts with credit. And, I don't know how many times I've talked to people and they're like, oh, we're still working through some credit issues. And it's like, it shouldn't be that hard. It's really not that
Right.
hard. I did it with my husband when we bought our first house. And it was, just like what Laura said, our lender looked at, what we should do. And she's like, well, he needs more credit. So we did a secured credit card, and then it was pay this down on the vehicle. So maybe you can't make that check that day, but then we made a plan. If I increase my vehicle payment by this much every month, in 4 months, I'm going to have paid off what they needed me to pay off. Same with the credit card. I'm only paying X. If I add this little bit, okay, so now we have a plan. We're not going to be ready in 2 months like we wanted, but we are going to be ready in 6 months if we follow this plan.
Right.
So huge.
And that would be the area that I would advise. Don't just go on chat boards and, start reading what everybody else is doing for their credit, because everybody's credit is specific to them.
Right.
And what previous credit you had, what current credit you have or don't have. But don't go off of what other people are doing on their chat boards. And because I read comments in these chat boards for credit, and some of it is very scary what they're advising people to do. I'm like, that's not going to work. You're actually going to do more damage. And probably feeding into what you just said, Danielle, where they're like, I'm still working on it, because maybe they thought they should pay off all of their old collections.
Yeah, that
And
might have been gone in 6 months.
Right.
Right.
And it worsened their credit scores, because now it could have been wiped off your credit entirely in 6 months, just for whatever the law might be, right? Maybe it's supposed to be deleted after 7 years or 10 years on your credit report, but you just decided to pay 4 of them, and now they all became new paid collections, and your score went down.
Yes.
So you're in
and
a
it's
worse
crazy
position.
because, again, like Laura said, you think you're doing good by paying extra or paying certain things to just get rid of them forever, and you're actually doing more harm. So, I think in 26, and when we talk about resolutions, we'll give you some other tips on like the next, but I think that's a lot to digest, and credit is a big deal. So get in touch with Laura, message her, have her take a look at your credit. It's going to be a soft pull. We've talked about this before too, so don't freak out about it. If you have credit issues, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The pull is not going to matter.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. Don't worry about being judged, and let her help you get a plan so that in 3 months, we're having a conversation about setting up a search. Maybe you still need another 3 months, but then we have 3 months to house hunt to really narrow down that search and areas and do the fun stuff.
Right.
Yep.
And
so
what you just said, when you do allow a lender to pull your credit, do make sure it is a soft pull, because if they are not able to do a soft pull, it will affect your credit as a hard inquiry if you're super low, right, in scores. So always try to get in with that soft credit pull, because it will not act as a hard inquiry on your credit report.
Yes.
Good to know. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope everybody has a good Christmas, and we will see you next week just for a brief, quick, just roundup of the month and a little recap.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
And happy holidays.
Bye. Happy holidays.